Man, what's going on with y'all, man? Welcome to the channel. Hopefully everything is going good. And before we get into the content, man, make sure y'all go subscribe to my Patreon. Exclusive content over there, man. We starting a community over there. So if you want to be a part of it and things of that nature, make sure you go subscribe to that. And that link is in the description. Appreciate you. So what we're going to be discussing today is what happens when you care too much about her. Most of my life, I always had one-itis, right? And for those that don't know what one-itis is when you just ultrally focus on this one woman. Like, man, if I don't get her, man, it's the end of the world, man. I gotta be with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think this one woman is it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, man, it's sad when you see men just still going through that. A lot of times, man, we take ourselves out the game for this one woman because we think she's golden. We think she's the answer to all of our problems. So I got 3 things that goes on when you focus too much on this one woman. So there's 3 things that go on which causes a woman to lose that respect for you and to put you in that friend zone. So let's go ahead and go right to the list. So when you care too much about her, the first thing that happens is you miss the red flags, right? A lot of times your eyes, you become blinded. You become blinded by her beauty. You start to ignore the red flags. You start to ignore that she's not making an effort to come see you because you like her. So you try to rationalize in your head that, man, that's okay because I like her. So a lot of times as men, what we do is the better a woman looks in our eyes or the more we want a woman, we ignore more of the red flags versus that woman that's a 5 to you. You pick up on the red flags. So if she's late on a date, man, you may never see her again. Or if she don't text back, you may block her. So you got different rules for when the woman looks better. So a lot of times we not even keeping the same energy and we're overlooking the red flags, or we don't see the red flags because we're coming from a place of emotion. We really like her. We want to have SCX with her. Oh, she's the end of the world. This is my fairy tale. This is the one right here. You know what I'm saying? And we missing all the red flags. We missing the part of she's not a good communicator. She don't want to kick it with you. You know what I'm saying? She's making you do everything. She's not bringing nothing to the table. She emasculates you. You know what I'm saying? We go through all of this. So why? Because we want her. So, there's nothing wrong with liking a woman, right? But the thing is, when you're with that woman, it's very important that you pay attention to her actions, because if you eventually want to have something long term with that woman, you need to make sure that her values and her morals align with you. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that she got a good character. You got to make sure that she won't do you wrong. You got to make sure that she's loyal. You got to make sure she's about her word. But when we really like a woman, we tend to overlook all of that. We just want what's fat back there. We just want to get it in. We just want to convince her that we're the one. And while you're doing that, you're missing the red flags. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you, she's paying attention to all the red flags about you. Number 2, you eliminate yourself from the woman who wants you. This is something me and my homie was talking about the other day because, he was kind of he had been pursuing a woman that, she kind of gave him the friend zone speech, right? And what we talked about, I was like, dang, bro, but you got all these other women that want you. So a lot of times, and the thing is, the reason why I can relate to that, to my homie situation, is because I done been through that. That was me in middle school, high school, most of college. So I can relate to that. I took myself out the game because every woman I met, I would just completely focus on them. And no other woman would exist to me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, because we like this one woman, we take ourselves out the game from the other woman who wants you. It's like playing a basketball game and you saying, hey, coach, take me out the game. And coach is like what's going on? Like, you take yourself out the game. You know what I'm saying? You can't even see all the other options because you didn't took yourself out the game. And I get it too, right? Because a lot of times we don't want to deal with the woman that want us, right? That we want the woman that don't want us because of the looks, right? Because a lot of times us men will equivalate looks with value, which in all actual reality, you shouldn't be doing that. But also too, if you don't like the woman that wants you because they look a certain type of way, that means you got to elevate your looks and yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what it should be doing, because you can be dating, but at the same time improving your looks, your mindset, the way you showing up, your confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like continuing to get more money, continuing to be in the gym. So you always want to constantly be doing those things. So that way the woman that wants you are more of your tasting. And that's when you have the best situations, when you're dealing with women you want and they want you too. That's when you get the most out of the situations, versus when you want the woman and she don't want you, or she wants you and you don't want her. Those are never the best situations because it's one-sided. And the third thing is, when you care too much about a woman, right? That one particular woman, you become way too comfortable with her. This is one thing this chick said to my homie. Like, she was telling him, like, you done became way too comfortable with calling, way too comfortable with texting. And a lot of times that's what us men do. And this is just in general. We get a woman, we get comfortable. We start Netflixing and chilling instead of taking her out, giving her an experience. She's already done figured you out. So just in general, you never want to be comfortable with a woman. You always want to keep on her toes by continuing to put yourself first and focus on your life. Because again, when you care so much about the woman, all your attention and mental energy is going to be so focused on her that naturally you're going to put yourself in a place of comfortability with whatever that is. You're going to be doing something with her that's routine. I don't know what exactly you're going to be doing, but you're going to be doing something. And that's going to come off as comfortability. The woman is going to pick up on that. It's going to be a complete turn off because she's figured you out. She already knows what you want. And there's no challenge no more. A woman wants a challenge. You know, so I actually wanted to give y'all a bonus tip real quick. And that bonus tip is that, you know, a lot of times when you care too much, you come off as thirsty to the woman, right? She know that you thirsty. You know what I'm saying? She know that you ain't got no other options, right? You're not in an abundance mindset. So that comes off. It makes her uncomfortable. She loses respect for you because she knows that you're the only thing that she got going on. And a woman does not want to be the only thing that you got going on. They may say that, but that's not what they respond to. So when you care too much about her, it shows your lack of options. And a woman doesn't want to be with a guy that nobody else wants her. And that was me for so many years. Because when you give off that thirsty, desperate energy, don't nobody want to be around that. You don't want to be around that. A woman wants to be around a guy who's abundant, who has options. You know what I'm saying? Who's not pressed for her. That's a turn on to her because it's a challenge. See, you have to have the same mindset you have with women you don't care about, with women you do care about. You got to treat all women the same, because a woman knows when you putting her on a pedestal. She knows that, man, you wouldn't treat this 6 like this, but you treating me like this. Oh, is it because of how I look? So a woman knows that you're putting her on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? But this is why you got to love yourself. Find value within yourself, so you're not looking for that validation to fill, you know what I'm saying, the void that you have in your life. What's your bigger purpose? You know what I'm saying? Continue to become more attractive. Continue to stay focused. Continue to live a life. Continue to have hobbies. Because doing those things, you're going to have natural love for yourself, and then you'll attract people into your life. You can't get fixated on just one woman. That was my mistake I made for so many years. I get so locked in on this one woman. All right, this next woman, she it. Every woman I met, I would treat it like it was my last. Instead of treating it like an option, instead of vetting her out, instead of seeing, is this the woman for me? Instead of taking my time. And that's what a lot of us do. Simply based off how she looks. Just because she looks this good on the outside doesn't mean it's like that in the inside. So like I say on every video, continue to put yourself first. All right, guys, that's my video for today. Guys, make sure you go link to my Patreon for exclusive content. And also make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.